Good morning to each and everyone. Thank you for inviting me to be the speaker of your graduation this year. To the graduates, this is the event you have been waiting for, and probably for parents as well, who might be more excited than the graduates themselves. That is why I will try to keep my speech very short to give you a longer time to spend together with your co-graduates and families. But may I request that you listen carefully, graduates, what I have to say. It will not be long. Is it okay, graduates? Thank you. Now, our theme for this year is Kabataang Filipino para sa matatag na kinabukasan ng Bagong Pilipinas. I am sure you have heard it said that the children are the future of the world. Indeed, you are the future of the country. Today, as you reach this milestone, you have moved one step closer to that. You will move on to the next stage until you find the profession that you can use as the avenue to serve our country. But before that, let me start by asking a question to you. What is your dream in life? What is your ambition in life? You are about to leave the portals of your alma mater. You might feel sad, but at the same time excited as you step on to the next chapter of your career. Where do you see yourself 15 years from now? Recently, I attended a junior and senior promenade, and I was amazed. Out of the 60 seniors, almost half of them wanted to be a doctor of medicine like me. I was even more amazed because some of them wanted to be highly specialized like transplant surgeon and not just general practitioners. And most of them wanted to take the track of STEM in senior high simply because they wanted to take the science courses that will lead them to medicine. Young as they are, they already had specific dreams and ambitions in life. How about you, graduates? What do you want to be? Do you want to be a doctor like me? Do you want to be an engineer, a lawyer, a nurse, an accountant, a seaman? Or do you want to go abroad and earn much money to be able to buy a beautiful house, a fancy car, to travel around the world, and have a beautiful wife or a macho, good-looking husband? Or do you want to be a billionaire like Manny Villar, the richest man in the Philippines, so you will be able to buy anything you want? I am part of the Committee on Admissions in Ateneo de Zamboanga University School of Medicine. The first question I ask to the applicant is this: why do you want to be a doctor? Most of the answers I received, and they say that's their childhood dreams. Others would say, I want to serve people. You know, when I was a child, to be a doctor was never my dream. And to serve people was never my intention. I am afraid of hospitals. I don't like the smell of the alcohol. Just the sight of a syringe with a needle ready for injection strikes fear in my heart. Yet here I am, finished my medical schooling, and I'm now practicing professional. This morning, graduates, I would like to share to you popular people, popular celebrities who had ambitions and dreams in life, and they became very successful as far as the world's standards is concerned. I will tell you what they did with their lives and their fame and fortune, and later on what happened to them at the end. Listen carefully. Celebrity number 1, Mike Tyson. A former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, holds the record as the youngest boxer to win 3 world championships belt, WBC, WBA, and IBF heavyweight titles in 1986 at the age of 20. He started his professional boxing career at age 18. He won his first 19 professional bouts by knockout, and 12 of them knockout in first round. In one of his post-fight interviews, this is what Mike Tyson said: "I am the best ever. I am the most brutal and vicious, the most ruthless champion there has ever been. There is no one who can stop me. Lennox Lewis is a conqueror. No, I am Alexander the Great. There is no Alexander. I am the best ever. There's never been anyone as ruthless." He defended his titles 9 times until he lost to an underdog opponent named James Buster Douglas in 1990. And that was the start of his downfall. In 1992, he was convicted of raping Desiree Washington, Miss Black, Rhode Island, and was sentenced for 6 years imprisonment. After he was released from prison, he went back to fighting, but never became the same Mike Tyson he used to be. In August 2003, after years of financial struggle, Mike Tyson finally filed for bankruptcy. On June 3, 2005, Mike Tyson was interviewed again by USA Today, and this is what he said: "My whole life has been a waste. I've been a failure. I just want to escape. I'm really embarrassed with myself and my life. I want to be a missionary. I think I could do that while keeping my dignity without letting people know they chased me out of the country. I want to get this part of my life over as soon as possible." In his first interview, he thought he was invincible, the most famous athlete in the world, but later in life, he realized everything he had, everything he acquired and reached and accomplished were all a waste. The next and the second celebrity, Shawn Kemp. For the basketball fans, you know about this popular athlete, an NBA superstar. 6-time NBA All-Star, 3-time NBA second-team member, was a member of the USA Basketball Dream Team 2 in the World Championships in 1994, who took the gold medal together with Shaquille O'Neal. He became very famous and even compared to Michael Jordan because of his leaping ability. The peak of his career was in 1995 and 1996 NBA season. He can just shoot and dunk the ball with ease. He led the Shuttle Supersonics to the finals. Years later, at age 28, he fathered at least 7 children from 6 different wives. He moved from one NBA team to another due to drug problems, and his career was deteriorating. On April 4, 2005, he was arrested because of drug possession. He was found with cocaine, marijuana, and a semi-automatic pistol. He was released on bail, but he was arrested again on July 21, 2006. He never recovered and ended his career sadly. In spite of his success, in spite of his popularity, he was never content of his accomplishments because there was a vacuum in his life that he tried to fill it with drugs. The next personality is found in the Bible, specifically in the book of Ecclesiastes. His name is King Solomon. He was the son of King David of Israel. He ruled Israel for 40 years. He was a man of great wisdom. Kings and queens from all over the earth came to Jerusalem to hear and to listen to his counsel. Wise men and people from all over the earth came to Jerusalem to hear him speak. He can talk about trees and all kinds of animals. He wrote 3,000 proverbs and 1,000 songs. Because of his great wisdom, he received gifts from people who came to visit him. He received gold, silver, and precious stones. In a year, Solomon received 666 talents of gold. Now, talent is an ancient way of weighing gold. 1 talent is equivalent to 34.3 kilograms. And when you multiply it by 666, it will be 22,843 kilograms of gold that Solomon received in a year. And 1 talent is equivalent to $1,641,000. If you multiply it by 666, it will come out $1,092,906,000. If you multiply it by 40, because Solomon ruled 40 years, it will be $43,716,240,000. That is excluding a gold from trade and commerce. You know why? Because Solomon has fleets of ship he used to trade and commerce. His throne was made of gold. The 6 steps on the way to the throne is gold. The images of the lion at the side of the steps are all gold. His drinking vessels are all gold, including his cup is gold. He had 4,000 stalls for horses. He had 12,000 horses, 1,400 chariots. He was not only rich in gold and horses, but also he was rich in women because he had 700 wives and 300 concubines. However, at the end of his accomplishment and achievements, in the first 11 chapters of Ecclesiastes, Solomon described it all as vanity, useless, meaningless, a chasing after the wind. But in chapter 12 of Ecclesiastes, specifically chapter 12, verses 13 to 14, he said, "Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including everything, whether it is good or evil." To Solomon, success and achievements in life were nothing without God. Graduates, let me repeat it again. To Solomon, success and achievements in life were nothing without God. Mike Tyson, Sean Kemp, King Solomon, all of these personalities had ambitions in life. And that is to be popular, to be wealthy, and to experience all the pleasures of the world can provide. But to Solomon, he realized at the end that all the pleasures he experienced, all the wealth he acquired, were all just vanity and were meaningless. Graduates, you can have all these achievements in the world, but without God, it can mean nothing. Scottish novelists, he was a poet and a minister, once said, and I quote, "In whatever a man does without God, he must fail miserably or succeed more miserably." When God created men, the original plan of God was for men to love God and his neighbors. But man failed to do this, and instead, he loves himself. It's all me, and mine. I want to have this and that. I want to have money, and I want to have more money. I want power, and I want more power. John F. Kennedy, past president of the United States of America, once said, and I quote, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." What President Kennedy was trying to say is this. He was saying, dream dreams of what you can do for others, not what others can do for you. That's what God wants us to do as well. You can have dreams, ambitions. You can enjoy the things of this world, but make sure that it is with the intention of following God's will for your life and serving Him and others through whatever profession you may have. Just like Jesus, who came down on earth to serve and not to be served. Graduates, listen. I do not know where you are going once you step out from the portals of this school. You might be going to the left or to the right or straight path. 20 years from now, you might be the most successful businessman in the city. Perhaps you will be the number one surgeon in the country. Or you might be the most popular senator in the country. I would just like to remind you, graduates, that as you pursue your goals and your dreams, make sure to fix your eyes on Jesus as well. Put your hope in God. In Matthew 6:33, it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." Put God first, and God will take care of the rest. I'm sure this message is also imparted to you by the school. Like Mike Tyson, Sean Kemp, and Solomon, in their early years in their lives, you can have all the riches and glory in the world, but without God, something will be missing. You're going to come out empty. You're going to come up short-handed, and you're going to have that feeling of emptiness and vacuum in your heart. As you graduate and go on to do other things, put God first. Allow Him to lead you and guide you as you pursue your ambition and dreams. Do it with the passion and drive that comes from God. And in every step, serve Him and honor Him. Do not just strive for riches and fame and glory, but seek God first. Do everything with and for God, especially now that you will enter the next stage in your lives. The school has done its best to impart you with the education and knowledge that you need to face the next step. Aligned with our theme this year, kayo ang kinabukasan ng Bagong Pilipinas. Whatever you have learned during your schooling years, you can apply to whatever career you choose in the future. But after my message today, I hope you're also reminded that while receiving a diploma and finishing your education is a big part of that, imagine what impact you can have in our nation as you embody Christ-likeness wherever you are placed, in whatever profession you may have in the future. May you carry with you the knowledge, but also the spiritual foundation and teachings that this school has given you as you go out and to contribute to our country as a Filipino citizen and a child of God. I hope you will heed my advice and imprint it in your minds and hearts today. To the graduates, once again, congratulations. To the parents, congratulations as well. Again, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.